That's not my business.
All right. Welcome everyone. Hope everyone's having a great night. Whoa, 5 likes already. What is going on tonight? 5 likes? That's almost half. Well, oh, not almost. That is half of. I can't even count right now. Of 10 likes that I need to get every single night. That's awesome. Wow. Perfect. Thank you guys. That's amazing. Hey, Lego, let's go. Yes, sir. All right. So hopefully you guys can hear my voice clear. Well, as clearly as possible, since my settings here right now, as I'm checking, are good. It's good. Okay, it's perfect. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear me. Okay. So, first of all, before I go over SPY, I want to go over futures right now. Okay. So, futures opened up with a small gap up. And we got a lot of volume today thanks to that big jump to the upside, right? And I guess I would say that SPY futures ended up a lot more bearish than I would have thought compared to SPY, right? So we compare the two, okay? All right, and obviously ES has a lot more of a volatile range for today, and we saw a lot more volume coming in as well because of the fact that we saw a lot of volume for buying and for sellers, right? So it's one of those things where you tend to get a lot more volume when we have a active day traders environment, right? I've been telling you guys this for multiple months and years for all the people who have been following me, and it's kind of interesting where we are at now. as we are heading towards this critical ES level of around 3723, right? Now, there are going to be bounces in between. If not, then we're just going to continue to sell off, okay? But for futures here, there isn't much support left if we do decide to break below today, or I guess the previous day's candlestick right here, which is also today, which was 3763.50, and right now the low is 3765.50, right? So it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Now, since we did open up with a small gap up, I still do have some hope. Hey, what's up, guys? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Okay, perfect. So what we're seeing is a current breakdown from this. Give me a second here, guys. Descending triangle here. Okay. Shout out to Joel for pointing that out. Okay. Although he did put it on SPY first instead of futures, but futures is also showing the same thing. So with this descending triangle, right? So this is something that can break down tomorrow. There's a good possibility, but if you take a look at the RSI, right, you get more confirmation that there's that we're gonna get further downside movement. Okay. Now here's the thing, though. Okay, we are around the same levels that we were at in this area today, right? Currently, right now. However, we're showing a little bit more strength, right? So whenever I see more strength like this, okay, on the RSI, and if I draw a little trend line like this, right? So the price is still moving right now. This is live, okay? There's a possibility that we can see a divergence in the RSI and the price, right? Because this low that I'm connecting, this anchor point right here, was the low from this candlestick or around this area, right? Let me just say in a general sense, right? So there's a possibility that right now we can see potentially a bump up higher from this ascending support on the RSI, this trend line. So, hey, thank you guys for 6 likes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Amazing, amazing. Can we get to 10 likes? Can we? We'll see. But if we do get this divergence in the RSI, as we're, you know, near around the same low point that we made in this previous area and right here as well, there's a good chance that we can see a movement to the upside. However, okay, that analysis, okay, does not trump the fact that it does not trump over the fact that we're looking at a descending triangle, right? So that's inherently bearish for this pattern, right? So on the 15-minute time frame for futures here, expect another leg down, okay? Now, if you go back in that daily time frame, right, we're still on sell-off mode right after the retest of this ascending support trend line, which is now used as a level of resistance. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a couple more trading days into next week with red, right? So make sure you guys are hedged. Make sure you guys are playing it safe. Make sure you guys are, you know, if you guys are getting wins, let those wins be wins. Do not, you know, force another trade because you want to get more wins. Right now, we're in a very, very hard trading environment, even for day trading sometimes, okay? So make sure you guys are, you know, doing the proper risk management, okay? Making the same, you know, not making the same mistakes, right? And make sure you guys are making your game plans, right? So, you know, it is a day trader's environment. So it is going to be a lot more harder for a lot of people who are trying to catch the intraday movements, especially when we're getting lower volatility as well, right? As soon enough, we'll get that low volatility. All right, so with that in mind, let's go over SPY. So like I said, SPY, you know, if we decide to not use this trend line to the upside, right, which we didn't, we actually retested 377 and smacked right back down on the 15-minute time frame. So this is where, if you guys follow me on Instagram, this is where I've shown you guys where I was looking at this chart here, play by play, as the chart was forming, right, with each 15-minute candlestick. and we were able to see that we made a higher low on the day. Okay, and as we're making the higher low, I noticed that we're making this wedge chart pattern. And the only way that I deduced that we can see a potential movement to the upside and a potential breakout above 375.50 or 376 is that we're able to remount the 10 SMA. And it seemed like we wanted to keep staying near and close to the 10 SMA as the 21 SMA started to go lower, right? Because when I was looking at the chart around this area on this candlestick right here, the 21 SMA was around 377, and as these two candlesticks start to form, okay, these two red candlesticks, the 21 SMA start to curl downward and below 377. So I was like, okay, there has to be some sort of a breakout. Well, that's going to be imminent, right? So the breakout was very, very clearly imminent here, and I was looking for a bullish move to the top because, like I said, after we formed this candlestick, it gave me more confidence that we were looking to see a higher low compared to the low that we made on this candlestick, right? And it seemed like we did not want to move and stay below 374, right? Which is this intraday support level that we just formed today, right? So now obviously we had an ugly sell-off at the end of the day, right? After we retested 377 and we tried to make new highs, right, for the day, but obviously that did not happen. We did retest that. If we go back to the daily time frame, right, we did retest this ascending support trendline that I was hoping that we can hold above. But like I said yesterday night, that if we don't do that, then we're gonna smack right back down and reject off of 377, using it as a new level of resistance. So hopefully you guys were able to listen to my analysis last night and execute it on your own trades, right? So that's kind of my overview on what I've shown you guys on the Instagram story. If you guys don't know what I'm saying, then take a look at my Instagram story. I gave you guys screenshots of what I gave to the CFO Swing Watch members in the Discord. The play-by-play analysis on what I was looking at on SPY, right, and how I'm able to look at things in a certain way and how I deduce my analysis, right, how I procure certain conclusions or game plans when I'm looking at live markets, right? So now, what is the game plan tomorrow? So obviously we are headed downward, right? This is ugly candlestick, obviously, even from Wednesday. Okay, yesterday we had a big move down after FOMC results and Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell spoke, right? So back-to-back, very bad looking inverse hammer candlesticks, right? This is just like literally a big hammer. Or maybe I can just call it a falling knife at this point, right? This one also a very small falling knife, but at some point, I'm going to expect some sort of an inside candlestick or at least a very small doji candlestick to appear, because we're heading towards a very large buying area. And remember, right, after a few days after FOMC results are done, okay, and the conference is over, we tend to get a short-term uptrend. And guess what? We're heading right towards a perfect pivotal point or area between 370.50 to around 372. Okay, now obviously we can also try to hold around 374, which we did on the intraday time frame, right? So this level here can be a very significant level tomorrow if we decide to open up above 374, right? Because if we do open up above 374, there's a good chance that we retest it and bounce off of it once more. How do I know that? Well, we saw that all day today on the intraday time frame, which I've shown you guys already on the 15-minute time frame. So if you guys need a refresher, okay, so right here, right? So if we do end up opening between 374 and 375, there's a good chance we retest it. Maybe we break below it. Okay, who knows? But for now, we're going to continue to watch out for those levels. So if we do break below 374, look for a very large bounce around 370 to 372. Okay, so 370.50 or 372.10 if you guys want to be specific, but the general area is 370 to 372. Okay, does anyone else have any questions? Or anyone have questions? Excuse me. Ooh. Good water. Good old water. Can we get to 10 likes, guys? Can we do it? Is it possible? Is it possible to do it? Maybe? Ten likes. Okay, well, no questions so far. Hopefully that I explained everything very, very clearly. But like I said, right, if you do get, one more, I guess I would say, maybe one or two more down days, we are heading straight into demand territory, right, where we see a lot of buyers coming in. Okay, so there's going to be some sort of resistance to the selling before we go all the way back down to 363. Okay, so like I said, 363 is a large area of demand. It's a line in the sand. We're definitely going to see a lot more buyers than between 370 to 372, definitely. Okay, so make sure you guys understand where I'm looking at, what I'm looking at as well, and remember to know the levels. Now, if you do start to sell up below 370, if you can't hold anything, right? If you can't hold on to 370 at all in the next few coming trading days or trading weeks, then we're straight heading for 363, because below 370 there isn't much support. Maybe an intraday bounce at 369, possibly, but we're not going to hold that, right? And so there's a good chance we fall all the way back down to 363. And who knows, that might just be the maximum pain that traders need to feel before we start bouncing and potentially having a double bottom, which I've been calling out for months, ever since we retested this 362 area, okay, this line in the sand area. So excuse me, guys. Make sure you guys are looking at all these levels closely, and hopefully tomorrow on Friday, you guys can use my levels really, really well. But if you guys forgot already, make sure you guys take a look at the recording. Okay. All right. So before I leave, I want to go over some names here very, very quickly. Okay. Of very, very relative strength names that have been holding up so far, but they start to move a little bit downward. Okay, today they start to get a little bit weak. Right, so one is this LLY. Okay, so LLY has started to have a little tiny downtrend. Okay, but it's still near highs. I think it's still at all-time highs. Yeah, so LLY is a biotech name, and we've been going straight up since let's see, well we've been going straight up since the 2020 dip, right? So this is a very, very strong biotech name. Okay, and in the daily time frame, right, we're looking at a descending triangle. So this is losing some strength here at all-time highs. So there's a good chance that we can see a short trade, but for the long term, the reason why I'm going to give you guys these lists of names is that once we get a bull market back, these will be the leaders. These will be the names that are going to continue to move up higher, right? So LLY has been seeing institutional buying for the last 2 years. Okay, so make sure you guys remember this one. Now the next one is in the solar sector, ENPH. So this one is still sitting at all-time highs and now revisited the 50 SMA. Now, before I move on to any other names, you guys have to realize that a lot of the names I'm looking at are above the 50 SMA, and they have also retested the 50 SMA as well, or just lost the 50 SMA today, right? So ENPH it's showing a ascending channel here right now, okay? And it just retested the 50 SMA, so there's a possibility that we can see a bounce tomorrow. But I highly doubt that, because if we do see more capitulation in the overall solar sector, as people are selling from this very, very large run from ENPH, we can see a move below the 50 SMA. But like I said, long term into next year, I think ENPH will be a great name to look at for a run up higher into new all-time highs. Okay, ENPH, I think we could go up to like 350 to 370. Okay, the next one is another partner of EMPH. It's another solar name. So SEDG has been going sideways for the last almost 2 years, right? It's been over a year, I think. And no, it's almost a year. I think. No, almost 2 years. Almost 2 years, right? So I'll just say 1.5. How about that? So SEDG here, like I said, this one's been flagging. If you're going to the weekly time frame or even the monthly, right? This one is going to also lead in the near-term future as we're coming out the bear market into a bull market. So watch out for this one. Okay, very, very good strength. And the other one is Netflix. So Netflix also showing good strength today. All right. However, if I want to see more of a squeeze run, okay, we need to break out of that 252 level that I've been talking about for the past couple of days, right? Or past couple of weeks when I was live. So Netflix here, definitely watch it. This is a name on the CFA Streaming Watch for this week as well. Okay, there's 2 opportunities here this week so far for Netflix, to the long side and to the short side. Next one is GFS. So this is another name that was able to hold above the 200 and the 50, but today that's where we lost the 50 and the 200, and we rejected off of a crucial level of support, turning into a new level of resistance at 56.20. So previously we were forming a very, very nice flag, but unfortunately today it lost that relative strength. But this is a very, very important player in the semiconductor industry. So if you guys want to know more, make sure you guys subscribe to the CFO Streaming Watch newsletter, because I have done multiple analysis on this, fundamental and technically, in the CFO Streaming Watch newsletter, right? So potentially in the near-term future, I will do another analysis on this name after we get maybe another quarter earnings before heading into next year. But so far, like I said, this is a great relative strength name as well. So this will be potentially a great leader into next year as well. Okay, next one is CELH. So this one has been absolutely perfect in what I've been showing here, right? So this is CELH, and I've actually provided this name back in early August, after the, I believe, there's news here. Yeah, there's a news catalyst, and we had a nice gap up. And I drew this pattern after a couple of trading days after the gap up here. And guess what? We've been doing exactly the same thing. So next week or maybe tomorrow, I expect a bounce at 88, okay, or around 87.80 or around 88. Okay, that's kind of a small range that you guys need to be looking at for CELH. But also, this is a great name to be looking at because we're seeing a very, very large macro cup and handle chart pattern, and we're still near the all-time highs. And unlike SPY, this has been making an absolute run to the top, right? And so, this one has also been seeing weakness. Like I said, all the relative strength names have seen weakness today. Okay, some of them are now breaking to the downside, but on a long-term perspective, I want you guys to look at all these names, okay? All 6 of these names, because these names can be a very, very good run for a bull run, especially when the market turns in from a bear market into a bull market. So CELH, also great fundamentals. I'll probably put this in the CFO Streaming Watch in the near-term future, maybe even next week, who knows? So if you guys want to look at the fundamental analysis and the technical analysis simultaneously, make sure you guys check out the CFO Streaming Watch newsletter link, right? The subscription link is in the description box below. There is a discount code available, actually 2 discount codes for 2 different tiers. So if you guys want to join, make sure you guys join by tonight, okay? So we see CELH, GFS, Netflix, SEDG, SEDG, EMPH, Enphase, or Lily, LLY, right? Those are the names that I think will be a great name to look at or put into your own personal watch lists for the near-term future. Okay? Alright, so that is it for me tonight, guys. Have a great rest of your night, and hopefully you guys are able to get something out of the SPY analysis that I've done for you guys, and in the future, SPY futures. Okay? And make sure you guys add the names that I've shown you guys, the 6 names in your watch list for the long-term perspective. Okay? Alright, I'll see you guys all next week, and have a great rest of your night, and thank you for joining.